a senior in high school, and I live in Derby, but I'm actually homeschooled, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys tonight. So Matthew 28:18-20 says, "Then Jesus came to them and said, 'All authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age.'" Being on a mission with Jesus means pushing back the darkness. Jesus opens this charge with, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me," and closes it with, "And I will be with you to the very end of the age." Because Jesus put the forces of darkness in their place, and because he rose from the grave, we too get to share the good news of God and push back the darkness of our world with the light of Christ. And one way that I feel called to push back the darkness is just by being a friend to everyone that God puts in my path. Loneliness is one of the biggest silent struggles that people can face, especially in a world that is more connected than ever, but it somehow leaves so many just feeling unseen. And loneliness is something that I'm really passionate about because I've seen how it quietly affects so many people, especially students our age. And I think that that is one of the enemy's main tactics, to isolate us and to make us believe that we don't belong or that no one cares, when that is so far from the truth, because Jesus says something completely different. Jesus says, "I am with you always." That's his heart. Constant love and constant presence. If you have Jesus in your heart, then you are never truly alone. And as followers of him, it is our responsibility to reflect that same love to the people around us. So I've learned that spreading the love of God isn't always just something that you preach from a stage. Sometimes it can literally be just as simple as loving the person who is right in front of you. Go sit next to the person who's always by themselves, send a text to check in on someone, maybe invite someone to hang out with you and your friends that you might usually not. Even something as simple as just going out of your way to give a kind word or a smile. And so this topic hits really close to home for me. So a little bit about me and my family. I am the oldest of 3 kids, and I have a younger brother and a younger sister. And my younger brother, he's 16, just turned 16. His name is Kenton. He is actually on the autism spectrum. And so my brother was diagnosed with autism at a young age. And a common thing about autism is a lot of times they can really struggle with relationships. And so growing up, I just saw the world treat him so differently, without understanding, without patience, and sadly, just without any kindness. And I watched him struggle, not just with the challenges that autism can sometimes bring, but also with something much harder, loneliness. And it's a different kind of loneliness, not just feeling alone, but feeling unseen and just like you're on the outside always looking in. So while other kids had play dates, close friends, invitations to birthday parties, and people that they could just easily connect with, my brother was often just alone. And it wasn't that he didn't want connection. He did, and he still does. He just experiences the world so differently, and sometimes people just don't take the time to experience it with him. And I'm not gonna lie, as his big sister who absolutely loves and adores him so much, this has caused me so much heartache over the years just to see him on the outside always looking in. But even after all of the heartache that I've faced just watching him struggle through the years, I've also got to see how excited he gets if someone will go out of their way to make a conversation with him, how he gets so excited over just the simplest text, and how excited he'll get if someone will just pull up a chair and talk about superheroes with that kid, because that is the true way to his heart. And I share this today to remind everyone that there are people around us who might be feeling unseen, even if they don't say it out loud. And a smile, a kind word, a patient conversation, these small acts can mean the world to someone just like my brother. And if you're in here today and you're struggling with feeling lonely or unseen, I know we have so many people here at Switch that would love to pray with you if you just go find them in the lobby. Just don't continue to suffer in silence, because we were not created to live this life alone. We were created for connection, to be known, to be loved, and to be in community. I believe that everyone deserves a friend, and if I can be that one person who makes someone feel seen and valued, then that's a way that I can bring light into the darkness. Because when you choose to be a friend, you're choosing to reflect the love of Jesus, the one who sees us, knows us, and never leaves us alone. And I know I'm not always going to get this right, and I'm so far from perfect, but I've asked God to help me see people the way that He sees them, with compassion and patience, with love and grace, because I want to be the kind of person who makes others feel safe and welcomed. Not because I'm great, but because that's how Jesus treated me. And I believe that God calls us to reach out to the lonely and to love those who feel isolated and to see the beauty in every soul that He has made. And I hope that we can all remember to open our hearts a little wider for everyone and people just like my brother. So, if you're wondering how to start living on a mission, you don't even need a big platform or a perfect plan, and while those are amazing things, spreading the love of God can literally be as simple as just willing to be a friend and a friendly face to everyone who's around you. Because when we choose to step toward people instead of away from them, we push back the darkness of loneliness with the light of Christ. And sometimes that is exactly what someone needs to remember, that they are never truly alone. You don't have to go across the world to make a difference. Maybe you just need to go across the room. And my challenge to everyone in here is, who can you think of this week that needs a friend? And who can you think of that you could reach out to show the love of Jesus this week? You'll never know how much a short conversation or a smile can make somebody's day. For some of you, what you need to hear is that Jesus did not save you to sideline you. He did not die on the cross for you to sit on the couch. So let this be your sign to take Jesus on a mission and join Him. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Andrew back up here.